Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we are going to talk about Odisha Sub-Inspector Recruitment Scam. Now the notes that I will be using in this video, in case if you want to download them, they will be made available on this particular Telegram channel. So you can go to this Telegram channel and download the notes. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so let us understand what is happening in Odisha, and for that we'll have to wind our clock back few days back, that is at the end of the month of September. Now on September 30th, the Behrampur police of Odisha, it intercepted 3 buses which were carrying 114 sub-inspector aspirants, and you'll be surprised to know what I'm going to tell you now. Now what do you think these aspirants were going to do? These aspirants were moving from Odisha to Andhra Pradesh, and there they would receive the leaked question paper which they were supposed to write it. Now, while in Andhra Pradesh, they will be getting tutored on how to solve these question papers, and eventually they'll return back to Odisha and write the exam. So this shows that these people were involved in unfair means of clearing a government exam. So this again is very wrong. In addition to that, these people had already agreed to pay 25 lakhs to the organizers of these cheating scandal so that they were going to clear this exam. So you can understand this is wrong on many counts. Now let us understand what was the lacuna in the hiring process which led to emergence of these kind of wrongdoings in order to clear this exam. So this exam that we are going to talk about is an exam conducted by Odisha's Police Recruitment Board, OPRB. Now the exam that they are going to conduct is called as Combined Police Service Examination, which was going to be held for hiring of 933 sub-inspector level posts in the Odisha police. Now the applicants to these exams were more than 1.53 lakhs. So obviously the competition, like every other public exam in India, in this case also was very high. Now the legal action that the Odisha police has taken against the people who have been arrested is that the raids have been conducted not just in Odisha but also in the neighboring states of Jharkhand and Bihar, and lookout circulars have been issued against the people who have been alleged to be involved in such a crime. Now as a result, the exam was also postponed. It was going to be scheduled for October 5th and 6th. Now it has been postponed indefinitely. Now let us understand why this cheating actually happened. Now, in normal cases, whenever a public organization like OPRB is going to hold an exam, it usually outsources this logistics of exam taking to a private body or to a PSU, which is a renowned company. For example, CAT, GATE, these exams are conducted by TCS, the Tata Consultancy Services. So, you know, that is a big company having all kind of necessary infrastructure to hold an exam. Now, similarly, the OPRB also engaged the services of ITL Limited, which is a central PSU for managing the process of exam taking. Now, this is okay. But what is not okay was that this company subletted this contract to a private company known as Silicon Tech Lab. Now, this does not end here. The Silicon Tech Lab, which has gotten this subcontract from ITI Limited, further sublet this to another company known as Punsoft Technologies. So originally the company that was supposed to take the exams subletted it to a private company, which again subletted to another private company. So this created layers of organizations which won't be able to held accountable by the original organization that was going to take the exam. So this was the first problem in the exam process. Now let us understand why this brings certain kind of administrative and ethical dimensions. What went wrong in this kind of a process and how this process can be rectified in future so that these wrongdoings, these scams don't happen in the future, right? First is the outsourcing paradox. I've told you government bodies often outsource the exam taking process to a company which has expertise in taking the exams like the TCS, etc. But this is done to ensure efficiency in the exam taking process. This is done to ensure maximum benefit or maximum ease of giving the exam that is provided to the aspirant. But when this subcontracting of work is done in multi-layer format, like we have understood in the case of Odisha, it dilutes the ensuring of accountability that the exam body is supposed to take. Now, this also brings a situation where there is no direct oversight on the company which is actually taking the exam against the body which is responsible for conducting the exam, that is OPRB, right? Now, this shows that there is a systematic lapses in the recruitment process. First of all, the companies who you have subletted this contract to does not suppose or does not ensure proper vetting and monitoring of whether that company has the ability to do the exam without getting involved in any leak. Similarly, it also shows that amount of cyber security that is very essential to ensure the transparency of the process, to ensure the process remains non-transparent at the time when the exam is going to take. That shows that papers confidentiality protocol were not followed. Similarly, it also shows a weak institutional capacity on the part of OPRB, because this organization only has 3 members and few staff, and therefore this organization on its own is not having the capacity to take an exam which has more than 1.5 lakh aspirants. So this is the first process. If the organization itself does not have the capacity, it has no other option but to sublet this. But the part and parcel of subletting this is that you do not have proper vetting to ensure whether the company you have given the contract to is actually able to take this exam with proper confidentiality that is required. Similarly, it also brings another ethical dimension, that is erosion of public trust. Now, whenever aspirants who are looking to give exams for the government recruitment, they have a mind or they have a mindset that government can do no wrong, and this should actually happen. But the scams like we have talking about right now, it hurts first of all the credibility of the government, credibility of the organization itself which is supposed to take the exam, and not just that, it also undermines a fundamental right. Now, one of the good values that we subscribe to in India is the value of merit, where you get selected in a particular service based solely on your merit, and hereby you are provided with equality of opportunity when you have to give the exam. But suppose if certain people take illegal means to clear this exam, like we have discussed, it does away with the equality of opportunity that is usually provided to citizens of India under right to equality. Now, there are certain rights available in Indian Constitution that falls under the ambit of right to equality. For example, Article 14, it says you have equality before law. Article 15 of the Constitution prohibits discrimination solely on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, and place of birth. Similarly, Article 16 ensures that you have equality of opportunity in matters of employment to public service. Similarly, it is Article 17 which prohibits untouchability, and Article 18, it prohibits usage of titles in a democratic country, except obviously military and professional titles like doctor. So these are the wider ambit of right to equality, and what is important in this regard is equality of opportunity in public employment under Article 16, which is not getting ensured in when these kind of wrongdoings or these kind of scams happen. So this is one ethical dimension. Another ethical dimension is the compromise of moral standards which were done by the aspirants themselves, because on one hand, aspirants are expected to participate in this exam process fairly so that each and everyone have equality of opportunity to clear this exam. But when certain aspirants involved in wrongdoing, it shows that under job desperation, they are looking to do anything that is necessary just to clear this exam, even if it is a wrong thing to do. Similarly, it also shows that the institutional negligence have been done by the public organizations which should have been responsible to take this exam with proper due diligence, with proper confidentiality, right? And it raises the questions on whether the government is transparent, whether the government is able, or whether it is even the officers or the officials of the board or the aspirants themselves have integrity or not, right? Also, it shows that there was absence of accountability, because if accountability was there, this kind of lapses would not have happened. So this shows various ethical dimensions. So here, not just the organization was wrong, but even the aspirants who were involved in wrongdoing, it showed them that they compromised their moral standards just to clear an exam, even though it is through wrongful means. Now, what you need to understand, what we need to do further so that these kind of instances don't happen, not just in Odisha but in other states of our country, right? So for here, what becomes more important is the recommendation given by K. Radhakrishna panel, which highlighted how how you should update the national testing agency so that to make public hiring exams more foolproof. So it shows that you need a stronger exam security architecture where the questions, if they are sent from one center to the another, they should be in encrypted form so that they are not wrongfully intercepted. The question should be created in form of digital bank so that the question that finally might appear in the exam, nobody has the ability to guess them. Similarly, you have to ensure randomization of questions and usage of biometric access so that other people like Pooja Khedkar don't access to this exam, right? Similarly, also have to regulate the outsourcing. What all functions you can outsource successfully, what all functions you have to ensure that you keep complete control of. You'll have to delineate these functions and you can divide them in core and non-core functions. So obviously non-core functions can be outsourced, but when it comes to core functions like the holding of exam by this body, these should not be outsourced. And in case, suppose if you have to outsource them, you'll have to ensure that the body I've given this contract to is able to take this exam with due diligence. And for that, to ensure accountability, you can hold mandatory audits by the independent agency after the end of any recruitment cycle, so that the learnings that you have gotten from this particular cycle and the understanding of the exam pattern that you've gotten from this cycle gets repeated and the wrongdoings or the shortcomings are rectified in the future. Similarly, also have to ensure that recruitment transparency or reform should be ensured, just like what UPSC did. After the Pooja Khedkar scandal, it ensured usage of Aadhaar. It made it mandatory for you to give your thumbprint. Similarly, SSCs have taken many other steps so as to ensure the exam's confidentiality. And similarly, state boards like OPRB, like other state public services commission, they can also implement the same so as to ensure integrity of the exam process, so as to ensure people get what is their due, that is equality of opportunity, which comes under Article 16, right? So this is what is the policy implications. Now, before we solve a practice question based on the UPSC pattern, I have something I needed to tell you. Now, students who are looking to give exams of UPSC, especially in 2027 and 2028, we have a very good news for you. And this good news is in a form of new batch that we are launching. Now, in this new batch, if you take admission right now, you have more than 1.5 years to give this exam. So it would give you an adequate amount of time to prepare for this exam, give mock test, get those mock tests evaluated by us so that whatever your shortcomings might be will be rectified at the practice stage only, and eventually when you go to give the exam, you'll be in a right mindset, you'll have the right content, you'll have the right guidance, and this is all ensured by our batches both for 2027 and 2028. So to take admissions in one of these batches, please remember one thing. First of all, the discounts are applicable right now because it is Diwali festival, and to get maximum discounts, you'll have to use this code called as ATS Live. And this code is going to give you maximum discounts not on just foundation courses but also on optional courses. So please keep that in mind. Now let us see if we are able to solve this question. There was a question on right to privacy in 2020, so I have changed that question to suit our today's discussion. The right to equality of opportunity in matters of public employment is guaranteed in Constitution of India. Which one of the following in the Constitution correctly and appropriately implies the above statement? So do let me know what is the correct answer to this question, which option is right, and if you answer it correctly, you'll get a thumbs up from my side. Okay, so you'll understand you've done it right. Now, before ending the session, if you want to download notes, again, you can go to this Telegram channel and download the notes. And if you have any problem in locating this channel, this is the QR code you can also scan. So I'll see you again. Please have a very good day.